Hey guys, this is going to be a short video on what to expect from me in May and June. 26 videos in 2 short months. Well, plus or minus 26, something around there. Index. None of this is in order. We have my Power Mac G4 series. I've noticed that I do not have a video up on my Power Mac G4. And I made one a while ago, but I guess I never got around to publishing it. And I was looking at that video in my files, and it's not very good. So I think I'm just going to redo my G4 overview video, and then there's going to be a little surprise for you. All I'm going to say is operating systems. So you may be able to get it, and you may not. But that's all I'm going to say so far is operating systems. I'll explain more about that in the overview. My keyboard series. As you all might have seen my unboxing of my Razer Black Widow 2014 mechanical gaming keyboard. I got that hooked up and I'm loving it. It's actually on my Mac, it's not on my gaming PC, and I'm going to make a review video of it, a comparison to my IBM Model M buckling spring keyboard, and then I honestly have no clue on how to pronounce this, and I've had this keyboard for a long time. Anansi, something like that, some kind of spider, I think. It's another Razer gaming keyboard. It's not mechanical. It's hooked up on my PC right now as my gaming keyboard, but it's not mechanical, and I'll do a comparison of those two. My sound system. As some of you guys might know, I do not have just computer speakers hooked up anymore. I've got a complete Kenwood system, and I'll go into more detail about that and how I have that all set up later. It's nothing big and fancy. It's an old, it's just an old receiver that I've got hooked up in a certain way, and it works very well for what I want out of it. So I'll show that in a later video. Mystery machine. That's all I'm going to say. A friend of mine, his last name will stay anonymous. His first name's Tim. The same guy that gave me the Samsung camera that I actually use in my main camera now gave me this mystery machine. It needs a little bit of work, but it's a very cheap part. I looked on eBay, and I will make a video on that, and then I'll make a video on it once it's running. And it's nothing big and special, but it is nice since it was a gift, so I can maybe get some use out of that if I can get it fixed up right. It looks pretty nice. Little odds and ends here and there, but it seems okay. For the price, it's really nice. Speaking of Tim, the new camera. Let's see, I'm holding it. Samsung, where is it? Where's the box for it? Samsung DV150F. Android powered camera. I'm going to be doing a overview / review of it. I couldn't do an unboxing of it because I got it free secondhand, but I do have the box with it, so I'll show all that in its own video. Then I'm going to get back into more gaming videos, another BeamNG video. I found a way to modify the vehicles without hacking anything or installing any mods, so I'm going to do that for BeamNG, and we might run on some tracks without any suspension or something, or missing a wheel or missing parts. You can customize that all how you want, or put in the big engine, all that kind of good stuff. But that's that. I did get the full version of that game, but I still don't want to put any mods in it because I heard that they're really hard to install and they're not very trustworthy. So beside the point, Euro Truck video, just another Euro Truck video. I haven't made one in a while, and I decided I need to get back into that. Farming Simulator. I've got Farming Simulator 2013. I've never made a video on it because I didn't know what to do, but I recently installed a whole bunch of new mods that I want to show off. So I'm going to show my entire farm setup, all of my vehicles, my tractors, my attachments, my trucks, all that kind of stuff, and what I do and how I do it in that game. Leopard cheat install. I said earlier I made a video on my G4 Power Mac Quicksilver, and I never did publish it, and that video was actually somewhat also about Leopard cheat install, how to get Leopard installed on unsupported machines, and that is something that I will go over in its own video. My G4 is actually hooked up to, I know it's not the right era, but it is. It looks really nice because they're both graphite. A Apple Studio display, but this is a 17-inch, and it's all hooked up over there. And for the sake of the camera and the old CRT display flickering, I'm actually going to do that video with my iMac G4. It's already running it, but I'd never used the iMac G4, so I can do a clean install of it just to show you guys how that works. Mac Tour series. I counted last night, and I can't keep track of these things. I've got about 14 Macs, 15 if you're counting one that a friend of mine is in the process of buying. I'm letting him just use it until he gets the money for it, because it was a Power Mac G5. Wasn't really nothing special to me, and I just didn't want to have it sitting around. I had my fun with it, and it's time to move it on. I'm more into the G4 Power Macs than the G5s. I've got a G5 case out there that I plan on building into a PC case one day, but I just haven't got around to it yet. But I'm going to show all of my Macs in their own individual videos. No promises they will be done in the next 2 months. It'll be over this year. And another thing, my PowerBook 145B is in parts in an anti-static bag in my closet because the motherboard is burnt out on it. So I will have to order a motherboard whenever I look occasionally on eBay, and when one comes up cheap for that model, or I'm not really picky, any PowerBook model that's near that it'll work and can be compatible with, I'll just go ahead and get that and put it in, and maybe even do a video on that. So that's good material, and until then the computer is happily sitting in the closet dead. My KVM switch, I didn't do an unboxing of it because there's nothing really exciting about it, but it is a 4-port I/O gear, one-touch VGA USB KVM switch. I got it for $50, and it is probably one of the worst purchases I have ever made, just because it gives off such a bad picture. I have it set up on my desk and the button and everything set up, but it's not plugged into anything. It's just laying behind my desk in a wired mess. So eventually I might get a DVI 2-port KVM switch hooked up to one of my monitors, but until then I am happy. I've got my PC hooked up on one monitor and my Mac hooked up on both monitors, and I can just use both inputs on the monitor to switch back and forth, so that's doing fine for now. Plus I got 2 keyboards. I got the trackpad on the Mac, and I've got a gaming mouse on the PC. So I'm happy with how it's set up. So I can have both of them running at the same time. If I'm doing any kind of video, I will have like a timer and my voiceover on the Mac. So a KVM switch may not be the best route to go for me. But that's the end of this video. It turned out to be a little bit longer than I had hoped. And one more thing I want to point out before I'm done with this is a desk tour. It's been over a year. Everything has changed I'd say about 20 times now. And to be honest with you, before time for me to do another desk tour, I'd say something else is going to change. I've been looking into getting another Apple laptop, or just selling this one, because really I do not use a portable computer all that much. So I might be selling my 17-inch MacBook Pro. I want to get about a 2008, 2009 white MacBook, the last one that looked rounded. I want to get one of those if I can find it in good condition. But if I can't find one of those, then I'll just be without a laptop that I actually use day to day. Because this MacBook sits here on all the time, plugged in, and I probably don't use it once a week. So it's pretty much pointless for me to have. But before I go making this really long, I will cut this video off here. Thanks for watching. I know this probably won't get very many views, but for those of you few